This is the afternoon weather update. This is for Wednesday, the 25th of October. This is James Spann. Alabama's weather, bright, sunny, and warm today, but major changes coming up next week involving a change to cold weather and maybe a little rain. We could certainly use that, no doubt about that. Here's the upper air look, and you can see we've got this big ridge on top of us. And again, with the ridge, you've got sinking air, no rain. It deflects the rain producers west and north of the state. Visible satellite view, got a field of cumulus clouds around, but otherwise the sky is mostly sunny. Closest rain is west of the state, parts of Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas, and that's where the better chance of rain will stay for a few days. Temperatures mostly in the 70s this afternoon, about 2 o'clock. Tuscaloosa 78, Birmingham 77, but you work your way down to the south. We've got low to mid-80s for South Alabama. Mobile 84, Montgomery 81, Dothan 80, Huntsville at 80, and we'll see mostly low 80s each day for the rest of this week and into the weekend ahead. Here's a look at our watch warning map. Flash flood watches for parts of Texas and Oklahoma. To the north, we have winter storm warnings in effect for parts of North Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, and Washington State. And again, that cold air will ultimately make its way down here next week. Got a marginal risk of severe storms through tonight for parts of central Texas. Tomorrow, no organized severe weather is expected, and the same thing on day 3, which is Friday. Here's the rain for the next 7 days, and goodness, we need some, but I'm afraid we're not going to get much. The bigger rains, again, well to the west. There could be a little rain maybe early next week with a front coming in here Monday, but just not much. Maybe a smidgen of light rain Wednesday of next week, but again, we just don't see a big beneficial type rain for the next 7 days and probably 10 days. So in the tropics, we've got one system on the board, that is Hurricane Tammy in the middle of the Atlantic. And other than that, things are quiet. That's the 7-day outlook. Of course, Otis, goodness gracious. This thing was a minimal hurricane yesterday. When it made landfall last night, it was a Category 5 with winds of 165 miles an hour. And the SSTs were not that abnormal there, about 26 Celsius. That's very routine for October off the Mexican coast. It all had to do with the upper air conditions, apparently. Well, that's going to be a thing that will be looked at by researchers in years to come. The models had a tremendous fail on that. But Otis is dissipating inland over Mexico this afternoon. And that 92E in the Pacific, that's what's left of Tropical Depression 21 that was over Central America, and that might redevelop in the Pacific. But in terms of Tammy, looks pretty good, pretty well-defined eye. The top wind's 105 miles per hour. But as it gains latitude, this will be making the transition to a cold core system tomorrow. And this will be a post-tropical cyclone, and it's just going to meander about out there for days. And this weekend, it should be a little to the east of the island of Bermuda, but no systems near the Gulf of Mexico anytime soon. By the way, here's the modeling. We're starting to finally get some decent agreement here. You still got a few outliers, few members of the GFS ensemble that pull it down toward the Bahamas, but the general idea, this meanders around east of Bermuda and then finally gets taken out with a trough next week. So model fans, here we go, the GFS. This is the 12Z run, valid tomorrow at 4. We got a 591 upper high on top of us here in the southeastern states. So again, we're obviously warm and dry. Very cold trough back in the northwest. And the day should be mostly sunny with highs in the low 80s in most spots. Same thing on Friday, warm and dry. Saturday's the weekend begins. Ooh, boy, look at the snow in Nebraska and Colorado, Wyoming, Iowa, parts of Minnesota. A little pre-Thanksgiving snowstorm there. Rain as close as Memphis and Little Rock, but we're still dry. We'll call it partly sunny with highs in the low to mid-80s. And the same thing on Sunday, that upper ridge keeping the rain north and west of the state. But Monday, the front begins to push in here as the ridge weakens. And there could be a little light rain, a few showers on the front, but probably not that many. And again, that's a 1034 millibar high. It's a cold high up there in the Dakotas. Very cold air mass dropping in here. And again, we could see a really big thermal contrast on Monday. This is Monday afternoon at 4. And this is suggesting at that time, if this model is right, by the way, this is the European, Florence and the Shoals, 52. Barely out of the 40s with a very brisk north wind. But Montgomery could be in the mid-80s, around 85. That's a huge thermal contrast. Just be aware that Monday will be a day of extremes across Alabama, and in some cases it's going to be a day of falling temperatures for North Alabama. And again, maybe a touch of light rain. So this is Tuesday, Halloween. And if this is right, we are very cool, chilly, and we are dry. 1,033 millibar high that's over Missouri settling in here. The high Tuesday would be in the 50s for the northern half of the state. And let's go to a week from today, Wednesday, the 1st of November. Where did this year go? What happened? Got a trough over the southern plain states, a short wave, and evidence there might be a little rain Wednesday for the southern half of the state, but probably not much. And we'll probably see a lot of folks in the 30s Wednesday morning. If this works out, highs again only in the 50s for the northern half of the state. Let's go out 10 days. This is Saturday, the 4th of November. Again, the ridge trying to rebuild, and if this works out, that day would be dry with seasonal temperatures. Here's a look at rain for Birmingham coming off the GFS ensemble. And again, we just don't see any signal for a big beneficial rain. We're going to get one in November. We always do, but in this case, the mean is still under 1 inch between now and the 10th of November. And the number is National Blend of Models for Birmingham, 80 tomorrow, 82 Friday, 83 Saturday and Sunday. But don't get used to it because you can see Monday's high dropping to 69. That might come during the morning hours. It could be a case of falling temperatures Monday, and then highs in the 50s on Tuesday and Wednesday with lows in the 30s by Wednesday and Thursday morning of next week. And then we bounce back with a high near 70 around Saturday, the 4th of November. And hot off the presses, got the brand new 8 to 14-day guidance. This is for November 2nd through November 8th. And if this works out, temperatures here would be very close to average. Let's roll that kid cam. The little ones today. These are my buddies at First Methodist Church of Hueytown, home of the Golden Gophers. And they got a big group of youngsters there. And we talked all about the weather this morning. And we had so much fun, had a lot of laughs, and they had those signs working. And let me tell you what, that was great fun. They'll put a smile on your face. And, ooh, yes, I like those cookies. Man, they look good. Good cookies with a message. But we had such a good time today. So again, to all my buddies at First Methodist Church of Hueytown, thanks a lot for a great visit earlier today. That was a lot of fun. Tomorrow, going to Cullman County Welty Elementary School. Looking forward to seeing the students up there tomorrow. And then Friday, Forest Oaks Elementary in Chelsea. And I will be back in Chelsea Friday evening for Friday Night Rivals, our game of the week this week. Hewitt-Trustful at Chelsea. I'll be live on ABC 3340 at 4, 5, and 6. Blitz Game Day over on Channel 68. That's our sister station at 6:30. The game itself on Channel 68 at 7 o'clock. And again, no book signing this week. We're going to take a day off for a change. And of course, we've got you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.